Hi everyone, I'm Matthew D. Spam from Holistic Horsemanship, and today we continue our series Horses Made Simple with a new episode dedicated to picking your horse's feet, cleaning them, and trimming them. In previous episodes, we saw how to gain your horse's respect by having her moving for you, not you for her, and getting an appropriate response to pressure. We saw how to gain your horse's trust by having her standing still even though we are doing things on her or around her. And finally, we saw how to make sure that our horse knows very well the difference between active mode, passive mode, by switching from one to the other clearly and easily. Once we have that, we have everything. What do I mean by that? Well, basically, once you have respect and trust and a clear distinction between active and passive, everything is possible. You can do whatever you want with your horse. You could start taking your horse for walks and expose her to new things. You could train her to jump obstacles and climb on a platform. You could prepare her for riding, then dressage or jumping or hunting. All these things are possible once we have respect and trust. But of all the things that are now possible with my horse, guess which is the next thing I'm going to train? I'm going to train picking up her feet, cleaning them, then trimming them. Why? Well, because I don't care at first how many tricks my horse can do or how high she can jump if I can't take proper care of her feet. Remember that the feet are the foundation of your horse, both literally and metaphorically. So my first priority is to make sure that I can provide hoof care. And can you guess what would probably be the next thing I'm going to train after that? The next thing would probably be to train the horse for the visit of the vet. Therefore, right from the start and as soon as possible, I'll have a horse that can be taken care of by the barefoot trimmer and the vet, two professionals that will have an extremely important role in a horse's life. I personally believe that horses deserve that we create as soon as possible a situation where they can be taken care of properly. And horses are not gonna get there by themselves. It is the owner's responsibility to make sure they train their horses so they are ready for the professionals that will help them. And I know it might sound very basic, very simple, but you can't imagine how often I see horses that have been trained all sorts of things, plenty of funny but useless tricks, sometimes even loaded into trailers or being ridden, but that are still lacking respect and trust and that can't be trimmed or approached safely by a professional. I often get calls from horse owners that want me to have a look at their horses because they have technical issues with their horse. They can't trim their horse or shower their horse or bring their horse outside of the property. And when I train these horses, I always get back to the two same basics. I start by establishing respect and trust from the ground. And in my experience, as soon as you get respect and trust at the core of the relationship, 80% of the technical problems disappear. If some issues remain, it's usually because the horse has been through some abuse or traumatic experiences, and that might take some extra time to deal with. But in most cases, respect and trust are all that is needed to solve the problem and to allow you to do anything you want with your horse. Now, cleaning your horse's feet and trimming them are two different sports. Like football and basketball, there are some similarities between them, but they are two different sports. So if your horse is okay with having his feet cleaned, it doesn't mean that he's ready to be trimmed, even though it's a good step towards it. Basically, when you trim a horse, you're going to need to hold the foot in different positions and way longer than when you just clean them, including having the feet forward, usually resting on a hoof jack, plus you'll have to use tools that will bring extra stimulation to the horse's hoofs. So there are more things that your horse will have to get used to for the trim to go well. If you only train your horse to get his feet cleaned, chances are she won't be ready for what the trimmer or the farrier is going to ask of her. In this video, we will cover both cleaning and trimming, and you'll see how you can train your horse so she's ready for the trimmer.